Welcome to the Passive Coral Nursery Experience recreational diver and snorkeler training for the iconic Reef Guardians program. Please advance to the next slide. Thank you for helping to restore our coral reef ecosystem in the Florida Keys. This training will give you some background about corals, where you are diving, why restoration is occurring in the first place, and how you can become part of the solution. Please click the advance arrow to continue to the next slide. This arrow is located in the lower right corner. In this training, you will learn why coral reefs are important and how you can protect the coral reefs in Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary, about Mission Iconic Reefs and the community effort to restore coral reefs, and how you can explore these important sites without damaging the nurseries and the corals that are growing there. Before diving into the important content of this training, please click the pre-programmed survey header to proceed to the online platform in order to complete a short survey of your level of familiarity with threats to corals, how people can impact corals, and coral restoration. This information is helpful to the design of our instructional materials, and we appreciate your response. Upon completing the pre-programmed survey, please return to the presentation and then click the advance arrow to proceed to the next slide. Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary is a type of marine protected area. Marine protected areas are areas in which uses are separated to minimize user conflict and to protect resources. The goal of marine protected areas is to conserve habitat, species, and/or cultural resources. Most marine protected areas allow a variety of functions, including fishing, recreation, and research. NOAA's Office of National Marine Sanctuaries is the largest system of marine protected areas in the United States. The map on this slide indicates the location of marine sanctuaries and monuments within the United States and its territories. Please note that the map is outlined in orange. Orange outlines indicate optional clickable features of the presentation. Please wait to click on an optional feature until the conclusion of each slide's narration. Clicking the map enlarges the image and links to additional information about marine sanctuaries and monuments. Once you are finished exploring, click the map to return to the slide. Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary was designated in 1990. The sanctuary protects the water surrounding the Florida Keys, from south of Miami, westward to encompass the dry tortugas. The sanctuary does not include dry tortugas or Everglades national parks. The sanctuary protects one of North America's largest coral barrier reefs, numerous seagrass meadows and mangrove-fringed islands, and thousands of species of marine life. In addition, the sanctuary protects pieces of our nation's heritage, such as shipwrecks and other important artifacts. The sanctuary allows many recreational opportunities. Visitors are encouraged to take advantage of world-class diving, snorkeling, and fishing. You can click the outlined icon to see some of the resources protected by Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary. The shoreward boundary of Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary is the mean high water mark, essentially meaning that once you set foot in the water, you have entered a protected area. Take a few moments to explore Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary by clicking on the Mission Iconic Reefs icon. Please click on each image to advance. Marine zoning, the idea that different areas are set aside for different uses, plays an important role in protecting sanctuary resources. There are multiple zone types designated for different uses within the sanctuary. A map of sanctuary zones can be seen on this slide. You can click the map to enlarge it. Clicking the Mission Iconic Reefs icon will allow you to learn more about sanctuary zones and regulations. You may be diving or snorkeling in a zone that has additional rules to protect the marine habitat. It is important to become familiar with the regulations in the area you are visiting. The following activities are prohibited sanctuary-wide: injuring or possessing coral or live rock, operating a vessel in such a manner as to damage resources, operating a vessel in excess of no wake zone rules, anchoring on coral, discharging or depositing trash or other pollutants. Corals are amazing animals that create beautiful, biodiverse ecosystems. Often referred to as the rainforest of the sea, coral reefs support approximately 25% of fish found in the ocean. An individual coral animal is called a polyp. Some corals build hard external skeletons. Many polyps together form a colony. Many different colonies make up a coral reef. Coral reefs provide food and shelter for the numerous organisms which live there. We have reached our first opportunity to pause and check for understanding. Select true or false for each statement on the slide. Mission Iconic Reefs is a comprehensive 20-year restoration plan for 7 reefs in Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary. It brings together the brightest minds in science, restoration management, and volunteers like you to change the future of Florida's reefs by providing a scalable solution that addresses coral decline. With the ability to produce tens of thousands of corals a year, restoration groups can outplant more corals and monitor their success. Each group has a unique approach, and together they all contribute to the successful restoration of Florida's reefs. You can click on each logo to learn more about each restoration partner. Please click the outline image to watch a video of coral restoration in action. You can use your cursor or the arrows in the upper left corner of the video to explore in 360 degrees. It is important to practice good diving and snorkeling etiquette when in a nursery. Protect coral by not touching it. It is illegal to touch or otherwise damage coral within Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary. You may see scientists or volunteers working with the corals, which may include touching, fragmenting, or hanging. They are trained to properly handle the corals without injuring the animal and have the proper permits to conduct this work. Leave coral in place. Both living corals and dead skeletons can contribute to a healthy reef. Leaving corals in place is essential to the restoration process. As a diver in a coral nursery, you must maintain good buoyancy and do a check before beginning your tour. Ensure all long hoses and gauges are secured. Be aware of your fin position at all times to avoid kicking the corals in the tree. Perhaps try frog kicking as shown in the image on the slide. Swim slowly. Swim single file. Watch your air. Most importantly, enjoy this unique dive. You can click the Mission Iconic Reefs icon to learn more about diving in a national marine sanctuary. The coral nursery is a large space with many identical structures. It is easy to get turned around. It is important to follow your dive leader, stay with your buddy, and be aware of your surroundings. If you become entangled in a tree, stop and don't panic. Signal to your buddy or group leader for assistance. Locate or have your buddy locate the piece of equipment that is caught. Carefully untangle the caught equipment and slowly move away from the tree. As a snorkeler in a coral nursery, you should always swim with a buddy, stay within 300 feet of the boat, and wear a flotation device. Do not free dive down and touch coral or any part of the coral tree. The floats are covered with fire coral, which can sting you. In an emergency, extend your arms and wave back and forth repeatedly in order to attract attention. Restoring reefs requires the help of volunteers. Coral restoration practitioners rely on volunteers for all kinds of support, including preparing corals, engaging the community, building coral trees, and completing other tasks that maintain operational capacity. The Florida Keys is one of a handful of locations in the world where divers and snorkelers can come on vacation and actively participate in coral restoration efforts. Many coral reef restoration practitioners have volunteer programs that support their extensive efforts. You can click the outline logo to learn more about Blue Star operators. Mission Iconic Reefs is estimated to cost about $100 million. Every penny counts in the fight to restore the beautiful reefs of the Florida Keys. Restoration practitioners use grants, donations, and other sources of funding to accomplish this mission. Check with local restoration practitioners to find out how you can support this important cause. Talk with others about coral restoration, as sharing knowledge is the first step to change. You can pick one idea to share with family, neighbors, and friends. You can make small changes in your daily life and encourage them to do the same. These small changes will multiply and have a big impact. You can click on the outlined infographic to see specific actions one can take to protect coral reefs. We have reached our final opportunity to pause and check for understanding. Please select each phrase to sort it into the correct category. Thank you for completing this training. Please reach out to your training facility to schedule a time to take the knowledge review prior to any in-water experiences. We hope to see you in the nursery soon.